Hello and welcome to my What I Eat in a Day weight loss edition. Today's video is going to be broken down into 4 different categories. What I eat for breakfast, what I eat for snacks, what sauces I eat with all of my food, and then what I eat for lunch and dinner. So let's get right into it. I first want to start off with saying in order to lose weight, you need to be in a calorie deficit. Now what is a calorie deficit? In simplest terms, a calorie deficit is you're burning more calories than you are consuming. That can be done with no exercise at all, but you would really have to hone in on your nutrition. A big question that people ask is, how do I know how many calories I should be eating? There are a couple ways you can find this out. One common way is people will use what's called a TDEE Calculator. That stands for Total Daily Energy Expenditure. So pretty much you'll go onto Google, you'll type in TDEE Calculator. It's going to ask you a few basic questions like what's your weight, your height, what your activity level is. Once you plug all that information in, it'll give you a rough estimate on how many calories you should be consuming in order to lose weight. Now, weight loss can be achieved without doing exercise. But exercise will help you speed up the process of losing weight. In this case, you will not only be burning calories through your resting energy, but you would also be burning more calories by going and exercising. But let's get into this food without further ado. Now, I did write a little list because I don't want to leave nothing out. I want to give y'all all the game. For breakfast, one of the main things that I love eating is protein pancakes. Now, grocery stores normally sell you frozen protein pancakes, and they normally give you an okay amount of protein, typically around the 10 to 12 range, which is okay, but I typically like to make my pancakes from scratch. So I'll use some pancake mix. Typically it's either Hungry Jack or Pearl Milling, I think is how you say it. And then I'll use a protein powder. I'll mix that in. I may use water. Sometimes I may use milk, but since I'm cutting, I try to use water. And if I really want to spice it up, I'll add some fruit toppings such as strawberries, peaches, blueberries, because as we know, fruit is healthy and it's also very low calorie. The protein that I use is from the company called EcoVision. My husband is sponsored by them, but I have to say they make some really good protein, and I will have their information linked in the description box, so be sure to check that out. With my pancakes, I'll typically have some eggs and some bacon. We all know eggs provide a very great source of protein. Then I add a little bit of turkey bacon in there just to add a little bit more protein, and of course we know turkey bacon is a little bit more healthier than the regular bacon, so I'll take it. Something else that I have really been having on repeat for breakfast are hash browns. Now hash browns, I wouldn't necessarily say they have the most nutritional value ever in the world, but I do add them into my breakfast meals because I genuinely could say I enjoy hash browns. And with weight loss, you almost have to find that healthy balance, a balance to where you're reaching your goals, letting stuff go that isn't really getting you closer to that goal, but then also making it enjoyable. Because if you're so restrictive, you're more than likely going to fall off, and then you're going to have to start the cycle all over again. So for me, hash browns is something that I can still eat and find a way to fit it into my goals and reaching my goals, but I also genuinely enjoy it. So that's the reason why I incorporate hash browns into my breakfast. Another thing, if I'm not eating eggs, I'll switch it out sometimes for egg white, and I'll add some spinach in order to add volume. Egg whites are really low in calorie, but they are really a great source of protein. And the nice thing about eating food that is very low in calorie is that you can eat large amounts of it. So if you're eating so much of it, you're going to be full, and it may feel like you're overeating, but you're really not, because it's such a low calorie food. It's really why I like egg whites. And of course, you need to get that protein in. It's an awesome source of protein. This next breakfast item, I not only eat it for breakfast, but sometimes I'll throw it into my lunches as well. And it's not sponsored, by the way, but it's called protein chicken by a brand called Real Good Foods. I absolutely love their food and their products. So amazing, y'all. I believe it's 23 grams of protein. I'll eat this with some eggs, some egg whites. Sometimes I'll make omelets with this chicken. I'll throw this chicken into my salads. Like, that chicken is thebomb.com. Don't say I didn't warn you, okay? But again, awesome source of protein, low on carbs, low on fats, thebomb.com. Now let's get into some snacks. I know a lot of people, they may not be as much of a snacker. Not this girl right here. I love my snacks. So for me, some things I like to eat, one of them is rice cakes. With rice cakes, it's really nice because they're pretty low in calories and they have so many different flavors. One of my favorite flavors is the chocolate flavor. I like the popcorn. I've been eating that one a lot because the popcorn flavor is only 35 calories per rice cake, which is thebomb.com. They have the plain ones. With the plain ones, it may not taste like much, but the good thing about that is you can add your own toppings to it. You can add some cream cheese. You can add some peanut butter. I like eating eating peanut butter with the chocolate flavor. You know, you could just really do your own thing with rice cakes. You don't have to just eat the rice cake by itself. Although I do that sometimes too, especially with me being in a cut. I'm trying to make sure I'm staying in my deficit, and I try to make sure I save most of my calories for later on, but we'll get to that. Another thing I like to snack on is fruit. Fruit is another one of those things where it's very low in calories, so you can eat a large amount of it. So I'm talking strawberries, I'm talking blueberries, I'm talking watermelon. I love me some watermelon. I'm talking grapes, pineapples, all that. Fruit has so many different benefits. Don't sleep on the fruit. Next on the list, we have protein yogurt. The one that I specifically eat is by a brand called Oikos. Again, not sponsored. It'd be nice if these people could sponsor me one day. Hey, we gonna claim it and believe it and receive it in Jesus' name. But Oikos is so awesome because I think per serving it's like 15 grams of protein, and then their yogurt actually tastes good. You can't beat that. Now, me personally, I'm not the biggest yogurt fan, so what I'll do, I'll add some fruit and a little bit of granola. The thing about granola though is that it's typically very high in calories, so I'll limit the amount of granola I put in there, and then I'll add some fruit, and it just makes it taste so good for me. But again, that's one of those things where I try to make it enjoyable for me so that I'm not only reaching my goals, but I'm also enjoying it at the same time, because yogurt alone is just wouldn't be enjoyable for me. So make it enjoyable, but make sure you're reaching your goals at the same time. Next, we got protein chips, y'all. The one that I have been eating lately is called Atkins. They make some amazing protein chips. I know there's another brand called Quest. They make protein chips as well, but I find theirs to be very pricey, and also they don't put many chips in the bag in my opinion. Say the bag is this size, I feel like the chips be all the way down there. So I mean, you get a very nice amount of protein with their chips, but I just find better deals with Atkins. And the flavor that I've been specifically eating is the nacho cheese one, bomb.com. Okay, I love chips period, so if I could get me protein and chips, I'll take it. Last thing on the list for snacks is protein shakes. Now again, I use the brand called Ecovision. They have so many different flavors. The flavor that I've really been eating lately is their chocolate peanut butter flavor. Now they have the regular version, and then they have the isolate. Now I've been going with isolate lately because per serving is only 110 calories for isolate. For the regular, it's only 140 calories, but obviously I'm on a cut, so I'm trying to go for the lowest calorie possible. If I'm being honest, I don't taste a difference at all. So hey, I'll take it. Moving right along to sauces. Now there's this company by the name of Walden Farms. Again, not sponsored, but they make 0-calorie sauces. So they have chipotle, ranch dressing, and recently I found out that they have a 0-calorie syrup, which is what I've been using lately. Now I'll say with this syrup, it's not as sweet as your standard syrup, obviously, and it has more of a watery consistency, but y'all, it's 0 calories. Like, you can't beat that. So with my protein pancakes in the morning, you best believe I be using that 0-calorie syrup, and it does me justice. For lunch and dinner, I'm typically using a brand called G. Hughes. They make ketchup, barbecue sauce, and I think a couple other sauces, but their ketchup and barbecue sauce is so low in calories and it tastes very good. So not only am I reaching my goals, but I'm enjoying my food too. That's what it's all about, right? All right, and last but not least, let's move on to lunch and dinner. As I was mentioning before, I try to save my biggest meals with the most fats for closer to when it's time to go to bed. That way I could have a better night's rest, because when you're in a calorie deficit, more than likely your sleep is going to be affected at first because you're not eating as much. And typically when you eat some good food and you get all sleepy, get the itis and all that, yeah, not eating your regular amount of calories can have an effect on your sleep. So I try to save my best meals for my last meals. Some of my main sources of protein for lunch and dinner will be chicken breast, salmon, ground turkey, ground beef, chicken thighs, and recently I tried this teriyaki chicken from Sam's Club. Y'all, that chicken was bussin'. Now I don't get it as often because the one time that I did get it, I couldn't control myself. It was literally that good. Typically it's gonna be chicken breast or ground turkey. Those are the top 2 things that I've been eating lately. They have anywhere from 20 to 25 grams of protein, an excellent way to get your macros in and to hit those goals daily. So with these meats, I'll make a salad, a huge salad. Again, with salad is so low in calories, so you can make a dumb bowl of salad. Just add your protein in it, add some eggs in it to hit those goals, and you're gonna be feeling very full because you can eat so much of it. And with that salad, you could use that 0-calorie ranch that I was just telling y'all about, and you're gonna be hitting those goals in no time. I'll also use these main sources of protein to make protein bowls. I am a sucker for a protein bowl. I will make my own chipotle bowl at home. I'll use my rice, I'll get my corn, all that. And if y'all want me to make a video on that one day, I could do that for y'all too. But I love making protein bowls. I love eating rice and eggs eggs with these main sources of protein. And if I'm trying to get more protein in and less carbs, I'll do the main source of protein. For example, I'll do a bunch of ground turkey, maybe 2 servings, and then like a couple servings of broccoli. And I do mix up what vegetables I eat. Sometimes it'll be broccoli, sometimes it'll be mixed vegetables, bell peppers, green beans, corn. I just make it enjoyable. And again, I make it to where I could still hit my goals at the same time. But that brings us to the end of what I eat in order to lose weight. I hope that you found value in this video. Subscribe, like, and comment if you have. Definitely make sure to check out my last video because I gave you some insight on what I've been specifically doing in order to lose weight. Next video, I plan on showing y'all what workouts I'm doing while losing weight, and I hope that you find value in that too. But stay tuned for the next video. I love you. Jesus Christ loves you. Peace, love, and blessings. Mwah.